a picture of a certificate that reads Florida Institute of Technology, Melbourne, Florida. The faculty of Florida Institute of Technology hereby recognize Tanveer Mansoor Syed, 2020 to 2021, Outstanding Student of the Year.
And another one, ladies and gentlemen. Hello everyone, my name is Tanveer Syed. On YouTube I'm the Bengal Dragon. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe and bell notification buttons, as all of your support in this way really helps me remain motivated to continue making these type of videos. So this one is late, apologies for the delay, but the summer as usual it has been very busy, because especially those of you who have taken summer courses in the summer, you realize that it is actually more hectic than the spring or fall semesters. And I am taking a summer course in this semester, so yes, on top of work, on top of research, so it gets very, very hectic. Anyways, found some free time and thought in another video of the blind and visual impairment series, I thought I would share this. It took a lot of hard work to actually get this. Because, see, when I actually came to the United States in 2014, this is my mindset. Because we come from or I particularly, and maybe a few others like me, we come from the eastern side of the world, where a lot of people still believe that the Western countries are more civilized and developed. So they ought to have all of the solutions of many of the problems that the eastern part of the world does not seem to have. This includes problems regarding disabilities and the connected issues in terms of education, employment, self-dependence and whatnot. And under the same pretense, I've actually lived in the UK for a long time, still trying to figure out exactly what is out there. And then I moved to the United States. It's not until I started doing my research, I started asking the question, and this is one thing that I have observed. A lot of people tend to blindly believe so many axioms without asking questions, without asking follow-up questions. I started to ask, were all my beliefs inaccurate? And that's when I did my research and found out just how inaccurate they were when it comes to, let's say, employment and education with people with certain type of disabilities. One of them including my own disability, the other one being, I believe, autism. From that point, something changed in me. And obviously before that, I had made up my mind that this is going to be my final degree that I pay out of pocket. This is absolutely going to be my final degree, because I am not an academic gypsy that I will travel from country to country, continent to continent, education system to education system, getting degrees, hoping that someone will feel merciful enough to employ me as an international disabled student. Because I'm done with that philosophy. I am absolutely done with that philosophy. Because if I can get 1 degree, I can't find work, 2 degrees, I can't find work, three degrees, I can't find work. I said, you know what? This one, I will make it count. And I will be an overwhelming overachiever as much as possible, even though if it means that some people might not like my approach. Because if anything, my experience has shown that the old approach has to go, but I'll get to that in a little bit. So I worked very hard to maintain my 4.0 GPA at a PhD level, which is actually a pretty big accomplishment in itself. So, on top of that, it turns out that once again, everywhere I go, inadvertently, I have to pioneer something. It's not by my own choice, because the research I took up, looking to improve science education for people with low vision in a particular way, I did not select this topic by knowing that this type of research has never been done before. Literally, I have not found a single article that looks into this. I did it out of curiosity. I did it because I saw an opportunity. It's later on that I realized, going through the standard protocol, that once you have a research subject in mind, you are advised to look up what other people have done in the field, so that you have something to build upon. You have at least a tacit infrastructure, a tacit set of guidelines to work upon, to see what other people have done, so that you can do something similar by modifying it a little bit, or you can repeat it in a slightly different setting, or you can repeat it even in the same way, just to make sure that it is consistent in terms of its findings. It is during this research I discovered that this type of research has never been done before. And believe me, slowly after that, I started to realize that my biggest mistake I have made, especially when I went to the UK and early on the US, is that I tried to play the conventional game. I tried to fit in with everyone else, assuming that our needs are identical, when the reality is that our needs are very different. That was my greatest mistake, that I wasn't more assertive about things such as education and employment and whatnot when it comes to people with visual impairments. But then again, I could not have known, because I did not start my international journey with this knowledge in mind. I started my international journey actually to become a biology teacher and first to acquire that knowledge. That's why I went into biomedical sciences. I did not go into biomedical sciences with the knowledge that the universities that I've gone to have never taught. That's what I have been told. I did not look up the records, and I believe we don't have access to the records either, but that's what I've been told. Have never taught a student with visual impairment in their departments. Visually impaired students have studied law. I know one that studied law, who's an international student, have studied business, have studied social sciences. But when it comes to the hard sciences, not one. I did not enter human physiology with that knowledge. In fact, quite the opposite. I entered biomedical sciences with the expectation that since they are so developed and so civilized, they ought to have a solution for my problem: how to teach a visually impaired student science. Combining all of this experience, it coalesced into a very significant conclusion that my greatest mistake, what I did, and obviously there was no way I could have avoided this until someone with a vast amount of knowledge came and showed me what the reality is. And even the general population did not know what the reality is. And that's still the case with people with disabilities. More and more support groups are coming up, and I'm sitting on the sidelines, I'm thinking wait a minute, when is the focus going to turn towards people with disabilities? Because the statistics clearly show that there is a problem. It's not like, disabled people are taken care of. No. If they were so taken care of, the statistics would reflect that. But that is not the case. So like I said, my biggest mistake was that I tried to do what everyone else was doing. Now I realize that what everyone else is doing is inefficient because I am one of the statistical outliers, an outlier of an outlier. I cannot expect to get the same results by having the same approach as everyone else. That's when I started to become a lot more assertive in my approach on my education, my work, and pretty much everything else. To put it more simply, that's when I got more driven. I wish I had this experience and this knowledge to open my eyes so that I would have gotten this driven even sooner. Because believe me, with this approach, had I been in the UK, I could have done a lot more. Because in the UK, I was so believing in the system and all these things about equality and diversity and everything. I believed so much in it, and all the other people believed so much in it, that I did not even turn and look at what's around me. That what is the reality of the situation? What is the outcome of this approach? I did not see that. I did not see that where is it working and where is it not working. I did not have time to reflect and evaluate because obviously I did not go there to do that. I went there to earn a degree in biomedical sciences. And also, given the UK education system, it's a lot more fast paced. So I did not have time to actually ponder upon it. But yeah, sorry for the bit of digression, but all I am intending out of this video is that every disabled person out there, if you are listening to this, if you are consuming this information in any way, the worst thing we can do is do nothing at all, is inaction. Because everyone tries to bring change in their own way. My way is to actually work extra hard and lead by example. And that is actually one of the best ways that works, because on a primitive psychological level, that is something that has seen as very effective even at an infant psychological level. Even with infant and babies, the language they understand the most is the language of examples. Anyways, sorry for that bit of a lecture style, politician style address. But you know, passion can make you do a lot of things. Please do leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, please do hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons, as once again, all your support in this way really helps me remain motivated to continue making these type of videos. This is Tanveer Syed, the Bengal Dragon, signing out. You have a wonderful day.